name is Rachel, and today I'm going to tell you about a few exciting new releases that came out today, February 7th, 2017. And first up is the new Neil Gaiman. This is the book that I read for the week, and that is Norse Mythology. And if you are a fan of Norse mythology, I would highly recommend this. I really didn't know too much, but basically I have been kind of in a Scandinavian Viking theme this year, it seems like. So I was excited, and it's Neil Gaiman, so of course I was excited to read it. I will say this was not my favorite Neil Gaiman book, but I would recommend it, like I said, if you're into the Norse mythology. That includes the gods such as Loki and Thor and Odin, and those are pretty much the only ones I knew going into this. I enjoyed a lot of the stories that Neil Gaiman created. He kind of brought some of these gods to life, whereas you might normally just typically read a really bland description of them. He kind of created some of their stories in a little bit more of a Neil Gaiman fashion than you might find. But I did find myself kind of wanting some more Neil Gaiman from this. I do plan to revisit it because I would like to explore this mythology a little bit more. And I have been told that the audiobook is a very good alternative. I don't know who narrates it, but if it is Neil Gaiman, I think it will be spectacular. So definitely keep this on your radar if you are into Norse mythology. Next up is a work that has been translated, and I'm excited about that. I've been trying to get a little bit more fiction that's been translated from another language into my life lately, so I was excited to see this on the list, and that is The Nightwalker by Sebastian Fitzek, I think, and it was translated, I think, from German. I'm pretty sure it was German. And this is an adult mystery that follows a man who has some serious insomnia and ends up sleepwalking and does some violent things while he's sleepwalking and unaware. So he is sent to a treatment facility, and they think he's all cured and ready to go. So he goes back to his normal life. Everything seems okay. And then one day his wife turns up missing, obviously very mysteriously. So the question is, of course, did he do something to her while he was asleep? And that sounds really interesting to me, and again, it's a translated work which caught my attention, so I am definitely excited for this one. Next up is one I was really hoping to get to before I filmed this video, but I just didn't have time, but I will be reading it soon, and that is The Impossible Fortress by Jason Rukalak, and this is a debut novel. I believe this person is a publisher for Cork Publishing, if I'm not mistaken. So I thought that was kind of interesting. But this is a fictional book. I'm not sure. It's technically about teenagers, but I'm not sure if it's for teenagers, so I don't know if it's young adult, but it is a fictional account of a boy and his friends that make up this scheme to steal a copy of Playboy back in the day. And they have now finally, after some failed attempts, decided the best way to do this is to sweet talk and seduce the daughter of a convenience store owner, I think, to get the access code to break in and get it. I think that's the plot of this. So while the main character is trying to, seduce this daughter, I think he starts falling in love with her, and then it comes down to, what does he do? Does he keep his promise to his friends, or does he, continue on this path with this girl that he really, really likes? So I thought that sounded like a fascinating plot line. I'm very intrigued by this book and really, really hope to get to it soon. Next up is the new Sophie Kinsella book. It is called My Not So Perfect Life, and I believe this is an adult contemporary, not a YA contemporary like her last book. And this follows a girl who has what seems like the most fabulous life on Instagram. She's got the job and the clothes and the house, but behind the camera, it's really kind of a humdrum life for her. She's just portraying this really awesome life, and she's hoping that if she keeps up this facade long enough that it really will happen for her, but she ends up losing her job and having to move back home. And I think she ends up getting the opportunity to maybe plot some revenge on the woman she believes caused this downfall in her life. So I'm not really sure how it goes from there. I don't know if it's more of like a revenge type of book, or if it's more just a contemporary about how her life is after she kind of comes down from her Instagram high, but that's where the information left off, so I'm interested. I know Sophie Kinsella does write a really good contemporary, so I'm definitely interested in this one. And last up, I have one that's been on my radar for a while, but again, I just haven't had time to get to it, and that is The Cruelty, and I did notice there was a #1 next to it today on Goodreads, which implies to me that it's going to be a series, and this is by Scott Bergstrom, and this is a YA novel. It's a thriller series that's coming out, and it sounds really exciting. It follows the story of this girl whose father, I think, is some sort of a diplomat, and I think he's either kidnapped or just goes missing, and she goes on this crazy trek through Europe to find him, like following all these leads. It made me think of kind of like a teen version of like Jason Bourne. So I don't know if it gets that, you know, action-packed with like guns and things, but it seems interesting to me. It seems like something my kids would really like, so I'm definitely going to be checking this one out in the future. So those are my top picks that are coming out today. I know there were a lot more books that came out today that people really were excited about, so if you have one of those, feel free to link it down below. We'd love to hear about it. And thank you for watching. I will see you again with another video soon. Bye for now.